What if I told you that one man had a dream to assemble the greatest fantasy league ever, that he poured blood, sweat, and tears all into Yahoo.com?
One word to describe Lou as commissioner? 2 words: jackhammer.
What if I told you that he accomplished this dream, that he became one of the greatest commissioners of all time? He brought national attention to the league, and he gained the respect of his league mates and his peers. What if I told you, as the likes got bigger, so did his ego? What if I told you that the respect that he worked so hard for, he lost?
Alright, if I was to describe Louis as a commissioner in one word, that word would be schmegma. Because he's terrible.
One word to describe you as a commissioner? Colluder.
This is ESPN 30 for 30, Clipped Wings. The story of the Fly to Coop Fantasy League and their commissioner, Lou Pigeon.
Can you guys hear me? Pick it up okay? Alright, where am I looking? That one? Okay. Hey guys, my name is Dom Citron, manager and Fly the Coop for 9 years now. I'm happy to be interviewed for this 30 for 30.
Hey, what up, ESPN? Yo, what up, bro? I ain't know that you was gonna be here. What's going on, boys? Just set up here. Yeah, man. I'm gonna win it all this year, I think. Nah, man. He a clown, yo. I ain't gonna draft him, man. All right.
Now, I was always a supporter for Louis. When he started this league, he was the best of us. No, he wasn't the commish that we deserved, but we were the commish that we needed.
One word describing Louis as commissioner: GOAT. The greatest of all time. The most dedicated commissioner I have seen in my lifetime.
Overall, how well of a job does Louis do as commissioner? How well did Chuck Norris do as Texas Ranger?
So Louis, this is your 9th year as commissioner in Fly the Coop.
You're the way, babe. Yeah.
It takes a special person to be commissioner that long.
Thank you.
What drives you? What gives you the motivation? Where did you find your passion?
Ooh, man. Have you seen Transformers? Have you seen the movie Transformers with Shia LaBeouf?
I have, yes.
Yeah, good movie, by the way. Optimus Prime, I think, is the main driving force of my passion, and my passion to be great. The way that he takes control of the Autobots, all of the Autobots, they have many different skills and abilities. I like to compare all the people in our league to the Autobots. They need someone to lead them. They are great on their own, but together we're just better. It's like, look at the Cheetah Girls, for example. Together they're not even great, but when they're separate, they are nobodies. No one knows who any of the Cheetah Girls' names are.
I can't say that I do.
No one knows who they are. And you have Bumblebee and all them boys, but I am Optimus Prime. I modeled my legacy after Optimus Prime. That was my main driving force, and honestly, how I really honed those leadership skills. When I was a young lad, a young little tot, my parents, they actually tossed me aside. I was adopted by the Stark family, and they sent me out to the castle in the North because I was just a castaway. No one wanted me, no one liked me. But there I found the meaning of family. I found the meaning of family. I learned how to lead. I led all my men against the army of the North, the Night King. I had a wolf, and I led them all to victory.
Are you referring to Jon Snow?
I'm sorry.
The plot in Game of Thrones, Jon Snow.
I don't do games. I do real life. I don't know what game you're talking about. I don't know who this Jon Snow fellow is. I do real life.
So you use Game of Thrones to make you the best commissioner.
Again, I don't know what game you reference.
It was clear that Louis loved the league and this league loved him back. But in order to get this league to the next level, he knew that he had to raise the stakes. He had to start getting national attention. He had to start getting sponsorships and growing the league worldwide to turn it into an enterprise.
With the success of the league, I heard you were able to pull some big talent.
Oh yeah. For our halftime show, for the Coop halftime show. It was going to premiere in between the 1 o'clock and the 4:15 games. It was going to get broadcasted worldwide onto everyone's phones. Since it is fantasy online football, everyone looking at their phone was going to see a live concert. Actually, it was going to be streaming live from the Holiday Inn. It was going to be a hologram of Chingy. I had a Chingy hologram all set up. It was going to be flawless. However, I don't know why, for some reason, I thought Chingy was dead. And it was going to be a Chingy tribute. I guess you really just haven't heard of him in a while. You know, I mean, I love his music, but you don't really hear anything from him. And it was a big legal dispute. His agent wanted to have Chingy live. I said, I don't want the real Chingy. I want the fake Chingy. And it was a whole big thing, and that fell through. I was gonna get Drake Bell from Drake and Josh. He wanted too much money. So what I ended up doing was I got a partnership with U2. And they just sent their album onto everyone's phones. Like when you woke up the next morning, that was because of me. And you had their album on your phone. That was our halftime show. We just gave everyone their own permanent show. It was great. It worked out great.
One word to describe Luigi and Maria. Gamish. Undedicated. I'm sorry. This is hard for me.
Overall, I think Louis does a great job as commissioner. Definitely got to get those weekly update videos back popping. Those things were mad fun. You got to get the dedication back up on those. But other than that, man, just adding in the keepers, adding in the draft pick trading. I know the draft pick trading is gone now, but whatever it is, what it is, that's up to the league. But those are ideas that keep the league fresh, keep it fun, keep it engaging.
He was dedicated. He was insightful. Posted videos every week, Instagram videos, postings. It was nothing short of magical. And lately we haven't been getting that.
Oh yeah, I was on top of the world. Really started coming up about 2-3 years ago. I was doing weekly posts, letting everyone know about my team. I was sending weekly videos, multiple videos per week with in-depth league breakdowns, and my team was pretty good. I earned a first-round bye that year actually, and I was on top of the world. Yeah. You can say that I got too cocky, but you know, it happens to everyone. You know, when you give someone power, they're gonna roll with it. You know, unfortunately, I just happened to crash and burn. I didn't feel like people liked my videos anymore. I didn't feel the love from anyone, and I really went to some dark places. You know, I started watching baseball.
It was around this time that the league started to lose its success. Their leader, their commissioner, started to become undedicated. They say that a league is only as strong as its commissioner is. Well, the league followed suit. Collusion, trade rape, they all ran rampant in this league. The league was at a crossroads.
Have him using money, winnings, to buy Jordan sneakers. Repeatedly saying his other leagues, saying that they're his real leagues, that this is the fake one. Colluding during the offseason and during the playoffs. I mean, not getting a league vote from every single league member during a playoff game.
I would rank Louis at about an F on a scale of 1 to 10 on his commissioning skills in our Fly the Coop League. I think probably the co-commish deserves a little bit more credit than he's given, but you know, I don't need much, just a little bit.
I think Louis did a terrible job last year, you know, with all of his collusion. I think it got to the point where Louis was just trying to make himself win the league, you know, because he hasn't yet.
The so-called commissioner of the league colluded so bad, that's the only memory I have of the league. Before that, it was Dom's actions way back in the day, but now those seem like nothing compared to what you decided to do. Not only did you try to not let my player play in the flex position, even though it was allowed by Yahoo internationally, but then you decided to get a whole group chat of all the people in the playoffs who potentially could have to play against me instead of asking the league for a vote, and then took it upon yourself in your evil fucking reign to make the decision without consulting the rest of the league. Don't even know what to say about that. Fucking awful. Then, actually, there's a good moment. Then I beat your ass in the playoffs.
Now you've talked to me a lot about trust in the league. There's been some collusion, some may say. What's going to be different this year?
Dom put you up to this, didn't he? This is. I'm done.
You don't have any comment about the collusion that's been going on?
These accusations have clearly taken a toll on Louis. He was clearly very upset about this discussion. After he calmed down, we were able to get some comments.
So, tell me about the Jalen Samuels saga.
Jalen Samuels, running back for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Well, you see, when James Conner went down, Jalen Samuels, he was a hot commodity running into the fantasy football playoffs. And Mike had Jalen Samuels, but Yahoo was the only platform out there that gave Jalen Samuels tight end eligibility because he played tight end back in college. They were the only one who did that. Everyone else changed him. So I didn't think that it was fair. No one did. Quite frankly, it caused a uproar on the Twitter sphere. Everyone was very angry over it. So I thought, to make things fair, Mike shouldn't be allowed to play Jalen Samuels in the tight end spot. You had to make him play in the running back spot.
It sounds like you're trying to prevent collusion?
I was trying to prevent collusion. However, by me trying to prevent collusion, it made me the colluder. I didn't see it at the time. It was not my intentions.
However, the scandals did not stop there. A new rule implemented in order to trade draft picks was also met with fierce hostility, even though the league themselves all voted to implement the change. Some owners took it upon themselves to abuse this new rule.
What do I think went wrong last year? Draft pick trades.
From my research, it appears that the draft pick trades are what got everyone fired up last year.
Yes.
Tell me more about those.
Yes. So, the idea behind the draft pick trades was to raise the trade activity in the league. With our research, we ascertained that offering other options for trade value would raise everyone's trade progress, and it was a success. The league saw a huge rise in trades. However, the Alex Collins trade. That's what really did that one in.
I can tell that's a tough one for you.
It is tough.
You care to elaborate on that trade for me?
It's tough. Well, I think that the trade goes back about 4 years ago when Dom traded away Adrian Peterson to Zach Andrews. And now, mind you, this is the trade. This is the year when Adrian Peterson broke almost every record. The dude had almost 20 touchdowns. He was a machine, and Dom traded him for pretty much nothing. And that was very early on in the year. It's one of the worst rapes of the century. One of the worst trade rapes of the century. And ever since then, Dom's been trying to extract his revenge. He was the rapee, now he wants to be the raper, and he finally got it. He got Alex Collins for a fourth or fifth round pick, one of those, I believe, and it's just terrible value. Alex Collins did next to nothing for the rest of the year. He didn't even do anything before that, but Kevin was in desperate needs for running backs, and he panicked. And now the thing about that is that we have a league veto system put in place, and the league didn't correctly use the veto system. You know, they were like, "Oh, I don't see anything wrong with it," and they let this trade slide through, and it was the beginning of the end, really. I mean, no one trusted the draft and trade system after that, and the league could have stopped it.
What went wrong last year? I'm pretty sure that's an obvious. Leonard Fournette, ring any bells? Well, he should have been on my team, and I'm not saying that it would have given me a third championship, and I'm not saying that it would have made me the winner for a third time, but probably would have got that third championship.
So if I had to say anything, it would probably be the vetoing of trades, because, you know, if it is, you know, agreed upon by both owners, it should go through, unless it's like stupid one-sided. So I would say the vetoing of the trades is probably where it went a little off the rails a little bit.
All right, so for my best moment, actually, and my worst moment, it's the same thing. It was the Alex Collins trade. So whether you were Dom, obviously best moment. If you're Kev, oh man, good luck this season.
I'm sitting pretty in this draft. Multiple fourths, multiple six. But the pinnacle, resistance, was trading Alex Collins to Kevin Costa for a fourth round pick. God, I should have got 20 years for that trade rate.
However, while it's become clear that Dom took advantage of the trade system, we're reminded of past allegations against Dom's trade collusions. It makes our investigation team think back to something that Michael Quick spoke about.
Before that, it was Dom's actions way back in the day. It was Dom's actions way back in the day. Dom's actions way back in the Dom's actions.
Before that, it was Dom's actions way back in the day.
So, a funny story actually. Dom, it was a few years ago. Mike was trying to do a trade with Colin Snyder. The trade on paper, I believe it was Jeremy Hill for James Jones of some sort like that. On paper, the trade, it didn't look great. It didn't look too great at all. But now Dom, he took particular offense to this trade, and he actually called up every single league member to try to get them to veto this trade. That's how strongly he felt against this trade. So now, enter in Dom, who does all this stuff. He's already been trade raped once in the past. Now he tries to come and then trade rape Kevin. And now all of a sudden Dom's doing this, Dom's doing that. I think that this whole story begins and ends with Dom. I think that he's your murderer.
Find him in the kitchen
Yeah.
with the candlelight stick.
Yeah. Dom is the candlestick. Dom jumped over the candlestick and then he shoved it in the league's ass.
Unfortunately, these scandals left a long-lasting ripple effect throughout the league. At the time of this filming, some of the members didn't even want to be included in the video. Since then, one of the members, Matthew Merchant, has put his differences aside to be part of this event. Kevin Costa, however, his love for Lou Pigeon, he was just still so heartbroken that he has declined all comment. This has also opened the door for past members to let their feelings and thoughts be heard.
The word collusion has been thrown around quite a bit in recent times, especially when people are referring to Louis. After seeing what the league was when it started, to seeing where it is now, it's simply heartbreaking. The first few years, everybody was passionate, everybody was dedicated, and it was just a great time all around. Louis seemed to be on top of his game as a commissioner. It was only a few years later that I found out this was all just a front. The league's interests were not aligned with what Louis' interests were. As the first champion of the league, I've experienced the highest of the highs. And now, I've experienced the lowest of the lows. While I was 1,200 miles away, Louis decided to eliminate the threat of a past champion holding him back from that elusive championship that he is still seeking. I had no way to defend myself, but I was officially out of the league.
What went wrong last year? You went wrong last year. You lied, manipulated, and tried to bend the league to your will. You're a shitty commissioner, you're tacky, and I hate you.
Describe how this league went last year? This is it.
The best moment last year was watching Alvin Kamara lead my boys to the highest half PPR scoring record in Fly the Coop history.
It sounds like you've learned your lesson and you know what you did wrong.
I have. I do know what I did wrong. It was bad. I would like to apologize for losing the trust in my league. You guys are my heart and my soul. And I'm sorry that I let you all down in my selfish actions.
Louis knows that this is a huge off-season for him. He has been working on his mind and body constantly to get in peak physical and mental condition for this upcoming season. He knows that the respect of his league still has a long way to go to get back to where it was before, but he's ready to put in the work and the effort needed to earn back the love of his league mates. It seems like some members of the national media have also taken notice of this.
Hey guys, so I know you have a big fantasy football draft coming up. Your commissioner, Louie, he's one of the greatest commissioners of all time, and I know he's going to redeem himself this year. He's put in a lot of hard work, a lot of dedication, and I have a feeling that he's going to win it all. I'm going to wish you guys good luck, though. Have fun.
I am Frodo. The league is the ring, and they are all my Bilbo Baggins.